What is up? So today I want to talk about music in the fitness industry. If you own a microgym, you're utilizing music to create some level of a client experience from the time people walk in till the time they leave. And we're typically using things like, well, like Spotify or something similar to that in nature. Maybe you're using Rock My Run or Fit Radio or whatever app that delivers music to your customers in the style and genre that you believe is fit for your brand. And in my opinion, this is something that I believe is truly fucking broke. I've talked about this on previous keynotes and in other content, that someone needs to come through and revolutionize the way that the microgym owner can deliver fitness within the class experience to match the class experience. Getting the music hype when it needs to be hype and chill when it needs to be chill. Converting gym owners to, instead of just playing playlist, to playing legit fucking mixes. And there's a company that is actively working on that problem right now, Reflex Radio. Reflex Radio is designing an app that is going to create an AI-based DJ to enable your classes to meet specific interval criteria. If you want a certain interval to be super hype for 40 seconds and then chill for 20 seconds, Reflex Radio is going to be able to do that for you. And I've been working with the founders of Reflex Radio here in Charlotte, North Carolina, to help them craft this app so that it delivers the perfect music experience for a microgym. So we sat down with head trainers at Barry's Bootcamp and F45 to learn exactly where their brain goes when creating a client experience via music and what they would like to see out of an app like Reflex Radio. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Check it out.
What the fuck though?
So the main thing I think for talking today is talking about the problem that is music in the what I call like the microgym space, or the studio space, or the gym space. And everyone knows it's a huge part of the class. Like, it's the only consistent part. You don't do your warm-up the entire time. You don't work out the entire time. You don't cool down the entire time. You don't talk to the instructor the entire time. You don't even fucking talk to your friends the entire time. The one thing you generally do experience, one consistent experience from start to finish, is the music. You hear it in the lobby at Barry's when you walk in. You hear it when you're inside the red room. You hear it when you're leaving at 45. The music is generally the most consistent experience. And I think we all just kind of take for granted, like, oh, we got music going on, that's good enough. We go to the days of like Globo Gym, where you just had these giant PA systems just playing random music, and then iPod showed up, and everyone just listens to their own shit. So no, it didn't even matter what gyms played. So there was a period of time in the history of the gym that like it didn't fucking matter what you played in the gym. Everyone listened to their own thing. Boutique fitness shows up in the early 2000s and changes all that. That's now part of the experience. And the two brands that you guys represent here, F45 and Barry's, you guys especially make music a huge part of the class experience. So I'd love to talk to you guys just on your end, as it stands now. How do you think of music in the class experience, and how do you guys currently curate that? I know you have to spend a ton of time on playlists. It's almost like for a CrossFit coach, like what they do in programming, writing workouts, it's almost like that in terms of a playlist. So yeah, Cole, we'll start with you.
Yeah, I spend more time playlisting than I do programming. Programming comes so easy. So yeah, I'll probably spend 2-3 hours a week and try to make one new playlist a week. And at this point, I've got so many playlists, I now cater my workouts to those playlists, because I know when like a drop is gonna happen. So I want my people sprinting on that drop instead of like, oh, the drop happened and now it's coming down and now they're sprinting and oh shit, like that's my worst nightmare. So, yeah.
Like, would you have a phone plugged in here?
So normally I've got my iPhone, plug it into a playlist, and I don't touch it the rest of the time. Once that playlist syncs up with my
So you have
watch,
it that dialed in. You just set it, forget it, walk away, it's good to go?
I want to think as less about the music as possible. So I spend about an hour every week coordinating my playlist for the week to my programming. So like, if I'm counting down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, the beat drops on 1 and they're sprinting.
And then, so for F45, talk to me a little bit about like how you guys and the role the trainer has in the music selection and all that kind of stuff.
Well, in the beginning, the franchise required us to use their music. So luckily our owners have allowed the trainers to come up with their own playlist. So it actually made it so as a trainer, people would come to your class based off of you and your style of music. My classes are special. Hopefully people realize that when you come to Amber's class, I've had a lot of people say it's like going to a club.
Yeah.
Or, I'm dancing at 5 or 6 in the morning to get people energized.
Yeah.
So if I don't enjoy it, they ain't gonna enjoy it. We have a quick warm-up with the whole class, maybe 2 or 3 minutes at the front of the room. Try and get them nice and easy, talk to them, kind of wake them up personally. Because sometimes I've switched a playlist because I'm like, okay, these guys are dead today. They came off work and nobody's talking back. So I'm like, all right, if that's the case, then I'm gonna have a playlist that has all upbeat or all high tempo songs.
Like an adrenaline shot.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Like in Pulp Fiction, just right there, right
just
into the fucking,
right
in the chest plate.
I was just doing like Spotify for the longest time, and I would just blend like the 12-second Spotify or whatever, like in between. But I couldn't, for the life of me, get like sprints to pair up with like a drop in a song.
Sure.
And every once in a while, I'll just stop working like mid-workout, and I have to like sprint over to the computer and like start getting it like up again.
Is there anything worse than like being in the middle of the workout and either the music stops, the Wi-Fi goes out, or the next song is literally the antithesis of what's needed in that exact moment?
It's because not only if I'm having fun, they're having fun.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, like this morning at 6 a.m., I had a brand new client, and she goes, I've never seen such a happy coach at such early in the morning. She goes, it makes a huge deal because it makes me want to push myself.
Whatever
and you open the doors, and we're thumping at 6 o'clock in the morning. People are running by, and they're like, what?
Yeah. And it's it's interesting, and on their side, in the DJ world, there's mixes, and there's what we're generally using in the fitness world, are just playlists, song after song after song after song, and that's not how workouts go. Workouts don't go for 3 minutes of where that song meets the consistent needs of the class.
Drop for a sprint's gonna be some EDM, like big drop. Build-ups are gonna be a lot of like, think like your marshmallows and like any sort of EDM. I play a lot of EDM like during actual class. I'll throw in some hip hop, I'll throw in, like I just started playing with like some like early 2000s punk, like some Fall Out Boy or like Newfound Glory or something, but like stuff people know and recognize, just to kind of mix it up. But like,
because you can't please everybody when it comes to music, right? But that's the nice thing about a mix is you're only having to listen to that song for a short period of time, and then it is blending really well into the next song, which allows you to go genre to genre, allows you to hit some Metallica and then hit that same person that wants to hear Marshmello, if done right, which is where your genius comes in.
I feel it's impossible for me. I don't have those skills. I'm on Spotify, and now they like pick a cool Nelly song, and I'm like, I don't remember this song being 5 minutes long. So I'm like trying to change it, and I'm like, all right, this is when I wish I had a DJ brain or like the skills or the equipment you guys have. So I make the playlist at home. Where is it? To make it really simple, I know it's really old school though.
Yeah, but it works perfectly.
I personally have made playlists for F45 on Spotify, even on my personal account before our owner got one, because music was up to us as trainers. So that's what made our classes individual, which was really kind of a neat little thing. But anyone can go, if you follow me on Instagram, you can see all my F45 playlists. You see my personal ones, but you'll know that anything that I play here, it has F45 in front of it, a date, so maybe if they liked it, they can go back and use it, or I name them, because I'm also a CrossFitter, so I like naming stuff. But yeah, so technically my music that I play in my class, anybody can go see if they follow me on Spotify.
When I think about the studio experience and the music thing, again, assuming the common denominator, you won't make everybody happy.
Right.
But I think also the other thing too is like the majority of what he was playing there had no words. The reason most people don't like music is generally the lyrics to it don't tie with them. If I hear, So if you hear lyrics like "slap my bitch up," there might be 2/3 of your class that are like, "That's me, and I do not want to be slapped up."
There's some people that
there's some girls that are like, yeah. A couple girls in the back are just like, fuck yes, slap me up. But so like lyrics also I think are another thing that a playlist completely subject us to that a mix does not. For you guys, and this is cool kind of R&D for them on there too, all right? Like what are some things that you guys think of like in terms of creating the best music experience, bar none, what would you want?
Most of all, like I want my music in class to feel like there's a DJ there.
Yeah.
And that's hard to do if you're just like throwing a playlist together on Spotify because you're gonna have those stops, right? I want like my music to blend so well that like you get done with class and you're like, did we just listen to one song or was that 50 songs together like a power hour playlist or something, you know, like.
So, and it's interesting because you guys, you obviously have the treads here and then you have the floor here. Do you guys, I mean, is it, if it's a sprint, is the weightlifting, the dumbbells, the shit on the floor, is that sprinting too while the guys on the treads are? I mean, I'm assuming you got to do that both at the same time, right?
Yep. You don't have to. So some trainers they'll be like maybe heavy squatting or something while they're sprinting. But I found that like the energy just feels so much better if like you're on the floor and you're doing mountain climbers at the same time people are sprinting. You go to the beat, like everything just feels like top notch, like on key.
What you said was awesome too, because also as the trainer, if let's say you're coaching 2-3 classes that day and God forbid they're back to back to back, your energy is going to be, if you don't hear music that gets you hype on the end consumer of that product, your energy is going to suffer. Like the client's class is going to suffer if you're not into the music. So there is a selfish notion there to be able to have music that personally gets you hype as well.
I agree with that because I've had an owner or a studio owner say, you know, this is what we need to do. And I'm like, well, I get that because as an owner, you want the best. At the same time, I had a trainer have bad reviews because of the fact that someone said it was like a morgue. It was like because of the type of music and that, you don't want that.
Yeah, that's not a good Yelp review.
No. Like you want, if they're not having fun, the music that you're listening to is my music and you're like, what the heck is this?
Sure.
You know what I mean? Then obviously we reflect our personality is going to reflect the class.
Yeah.
I've heard comments from people training at a gym and they'll know when someone's going through a breakup because it's all dramatic music. Like, oh, Michelle's breaking up with her boyfriend again. Yeah.
Why are we only listening to Juice WRLD? Like, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. I will be keeping you updated on my social media and all the different ways I interact with you regarding Reflex Radio, when it's dropping, when it's pre-launching, so keep an eye out for it. And hopefully we won't all have to keep fumbling with fucking Spotify's and Fit Radios and all these subpar fucking music services. Guys, until I see you in the next video, have a great fucking day.